Hello, hello. It is Tuesday. We are your key team. I'm Lindsay Weber with Keystone Mortgage and Miss Kayla McDonald, Remax Alliance. And we have a very special guest, Mr. Oz Perez from Alchemy Home Services. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So we actually are doing this show from one of the jobs that Oz actually completed, and I will tell you that this kitchen is absolutely beautiful.
This is the first time you've actually been back here.
I've seen pictures.
Last time,
and I didn't know if you wanted me to tell you to say whether what had happened. So you tell the story.
Well, we've talked about it before, but
Yeah.
Last time Lindsay was here, she was standing in a puddle and helping me throw out all of my furniture into a dumpster in my front yard.
I think I cried more than she did. It's like, are you sure?
I'm like, just throw it out.
Throw it out.
Just throw it out. And then, long story short, I ended up calling Amanda Hart because I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to use. I don't know. I'm like, and then that's when she's like,
it was a whirlwind.
I got a guy for you. So and then she's like, I'm calling Oz right now. And that's
I remember that phone call.
Then yeah.
She was like, you need to go take care of this right now. I'm like, okay.
And then then literally he showed up.
When Amanda calls, you don't procrastinate.
Yeah.
You
So I think it was like, I don't know, like 6 o'clock at night or something, like after you were done with another job, then you came over and then took care of what the other people didn't do. And then just everything transpired from there. And
It's a lot of fun putting this back together.
yeah, it was definitely a whirlwind. And I can say I'm just forever grateful. And I basically forced him to be my friend and the rest of his company. I'm like, we're going to be friends forever. And they're like, you're weird. I don't know. And
how long has it taken? It's taken months for us to get you to agree to come on the show, but we want to shout your name from the rooftops. Like,
yeah,
I appreciate it.
You go over and above for anything that I've ever seen you do. Obviously, you do incredible work. We're sitting here in this gorgeous kitchen, and to say that you go over and above, like I can't say enough. I did the same thing at my house it wasn't like redoing a whole kitchen, but like you came to my home on a Friday night to hang a TV on the wall because I wanted it done to watch a game. And, like that was incredible to me. Like, I wasn't expecting you to come on a Friday evening. I was just like, oh yeah, well, next week type of thing. And you literally showed up in my house, bought all of the pieces and put it in that day. And it was great. So,
That's what we're here for. I mean, the whole point was to, be here for each other, help each other out when needed. I mean, if I was to help you on my schedule, it wouldn't be the same. If that makes any sense.
It does, but not a lot of people do that. So
yeah.
Kudos to you and your fantastic company that, you've established. It's great.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I can say too, one thing that I noticed is, and I feel like you don't get to see this very often, but the way that Oz and his crew and they're like family, and it's not like a typical crew or business. It's the way that they interact. Like you can just tell there's so much love and so much family, and
we're smaller than most companies, but yeah, I mean my guys are family. They're not just employees.
Yeah.
So, that shows, and that in itself, like to how that relationship with the people that you work with speaks volumes about you as a person and the way that you interact with them. And, you don't get that everywhere.
No. And, I can say another thing too, is they have, every single one of you have compassion for people. Like there was a lot of vultures in this neighborhood because of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and they were not like that at all. They didn't, come in and swoop in here like prey, trying to rip people off. And, they deliver a really high quality product. Attention to detail is like, they see things and I don't even see them. I'm like, no, that's fine. Like, no, it's not actually. So, it was cool to see and experience and learn that. So now it helps me in my business, so I can tell people, like, you can trust these people. I haven't even changed my door code. So they have my door code, and I have that personal experience and reference that I can, give them to clients, and I know that they're going to be taken care of.
Somebody said something to me. I remember I went to an estimate or something, and they told me, they were like, yeah, we talked to Kayla, and she said she didn't even put her money away while you were there. And I was like, so they actually referenced that. It was pretty funny. But yeah, we're not, we're just.
Well, you give people comfort. So, I mean, that, again, you're coming into people's homes, and, for them
the contractor industry here has been tainted for so long that it's not that we do anything that's what I would consider above and beyond or outside of the normal. It's just the industry's been so tainted that if somebody comes in and is actually honest, they seem out of place. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel we did anything special. Even when I first opened, I started as like a handyman business. It wasn't a big deal. I just liked fixing stuff. And that went on for, I don't know, maybe a year. And I couldn't not get work. I was so busy so fast, and I grew so quickly, and I didn't understand what was propelling the growth. And long story short, it's just doing good work, answering your phone, and doing whatever you say. It's customer service, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I come from, I'm from the West Coast, Las Vegas. If you don't have customer service, you don't have anything. You don't exist. So when I got here, I just did what I knew was normal. I didn't do anything special, but because the contractor industry is so uncustomer service, I don't know, you know what I mean? Me just being normal propelled me further and faster than expected.
You don't have the vibe of being just a handyman, the cliche of just being a handyman. Your work speaks volumes, even if it is just something that you simply come in to do that maybe be a handyman task, so to speak. You don't treat it that way. So that in itself is fantastic. And I don't know, like, it's just different. It's a different vibe. It is. So I didn't know that you were from the West Coast.
Yeah, born and raised in Las Vegas.
Okay.
So,
how long have you been here?
5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, Alchemy's 4 years old now.
Yeah. Did your I know that you have a couple children, and
yes.
Your beautiful wife. Did you guys meet there?
No, I met my wife in Miami.
In Miami, okay.
Yeah.
Justin McFadden says, "Hey, I know that guy." Ask me about cheesecakes.
Yeah.
Oh man. So Valentine's 2 years ago, Justin asked me if I like cheesecake. Justin shows up to my house with these 2 strawberry, blueberry covered cheesecakes.
Where'd you get them, Justin?
That's the kicker. These things were phenomenal. I mean, probably best I've ever had. And I was just so taken back. I was like, this has got to be some super bougie boutique in like the Villages or something. So I'm like, where'd you get the cheesecake? He goes, Sam's Club. I'm like, bro, don't do this. I'm being for real. Let me know where it's at. He goes, no, I'm serious, Sam. I'm like, Justin, you gonna do this to me right now? I need another cheesecake. Turns out it is Sam's Club.
Yeah.
Don't buy them.
Don't buy them.
They're horrible.
They're the devil.
So yeah, me and Justin take turns going through cheesecake relapses. We'll do good for a while.
Have you seen those cheesecakes? They're small. You sell them like 8, like in a pack or something. And they put
man, they are something else.
It was love at first cheesecake, Justin said.
No, I love cheesecake myself, and I always see them, and I'm like, should I buy them? Should I not? Should I buy them? Should I not?
Well, it's Easter. We can buy them.
I know. So now I feel like I definitely have to go and buy them now.
To Justin and his cheesecake.
So thank you for that, Justin.
So you did the same line of work on the West Coast, and you brought it to beautiful Florida. What brought you here? Just a change, or
a bunch of things. My wife's family, sisters, mother, father, are all here. So it was the Las Vegas and Miami and the fast-paced big city stuff was just overwhelming.
Yeah.
So it was a nice slowdown. And
well,
then turned into a speed back up again. So
one thing, and I actually called you one day because I had an interaction with one of your children, and I was blown away. I'm a mom of 3, and I can't say that my child would have behaved the same. Not that they're misbehaving or anything. So I'll kind of tell the brief story. We were in a large setting where everybody was doing things. We were working. They have your work ethic. And your one child came to me and literally jumped right in. What can I do? How can I help? And came over and we had like candy or something.
You're stuffing bags for Halloween.
Yeah,
I think it was.
And it was just the way that your child presented themselves. So not only do you do good, fixing houses, you do a pretty good parenting too.
I can't take any credit for that. That's
Either way,
that's
like
their mom.
Together, fantastic.
She's amazing. Without
the confidence, the work ethic, looking at me and asking me, they're like, "Who's in charge here? You are."
we're definitely a good team. But
yeah,
she definitely is responsible for their amazingness for sure.
Yeah, very kind and respectful and hardworking. Mine would have sat in the corner with their iPads or whatever. And then I would have been like, "Hey, come over here and do something." Yeah, and it's just a different generation of, that I have, and your child came in and hopped right in. It was incredible to me.
Yeah, they had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So those bags.
Well, we have more bags coming for next year.
It's already almost here.
My son would come to work with me every once in a while, but I was very protective, and I would only let him do certain things, and he didn't thrive. It was very, "Hey man, you're gonna do this, you can do that," and it was frustrating. And then one day he asked to come to work, and I said, "You know what? Forget it. The leash is off." And I just said, "Go." And I just told him what to do, like he was a normal employee. And
as soon as you let him go, let him loose.
Took off. I mean, I don't know what happened. He's nail guns, shooting stuff and cutting wood and measuring stuff. My wife's like, "What is happening?" And I'm like, "Hey man, he's being safe. He's doing it right." So I can't protect. Yeah. So shout out to him. He's doing great.
Yeah.
He's a good kid.
Well, fantastic. Like I said, very, very good family and great children. So kudos to you yet again. But what's your favorite kind of project? You do them all. So is there something that you specifically really love that's your...
Personally?
Yeah.
The ones that can't be done.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones where somebody wants something and they've had 3 or 4 contractors out and they all say, "Oh, it's it's too hard or it can't be done or there's no way."
You figure the way.
Yeah, those are the ones that put my ADD to work, I guess. You know what I mean? So the ones where they want something different or something outside the box, or customers let me have a little more
freedom.
You're right. Yeah. Hey, do you really need this? 10 square footage of your garage, or couldn't we do something crazy with it and make the kitchen bigger?
Right.
So do you need this ceiling this low, or can we go ahead and
vault them up?
Vault it up. Yeah. So we had that happen. It was pretty cool. But those are the ones that are fun. But the clients are what really do it. When you see somebody's face when they come back, it makes it all worth it. I've had customers cry, make me cry. I'm like, wow, the lady came back from New York and she just fell apart. And I like seeing their reaction to what we did more than actually doing it. That's satisfying. Yeah.
Yeah. So same thing with us. Like, sometimes transactions, they're tough and you have to, fight to get them to the end, and one thing after another happens. And the end result is them having this home. And how it got there doesn't necessarily, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but like it doesn't matter anymore because like you've helped them. You're helping them either with their first time home or a home that's their dream home, or anything in between. Like that's the rewarding part. Getting that message like, "Hey, I slept in my home last night," and that's fantastic to me, and that's the rewarding part.
And you don't see everything that it takes to get to that point, and
sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes all ends oh my gosh, but the end result is
sometimes it's problem after problem after problem.
Yeah. I'm sure. Well, I know 1000% happens with you all the time.
Oh yeah, you've got 1,000.
You go and you
chucking the trucks.
Yeah.
That just come up and just destroy things. We have to try to put back together afterwards.
Yeah, I know that my neighbor's house, they're almost done with his house. His was problem after problem, and this was the best thing that ever could have happened to him.
I really think the hurricane saved his house.
Yeah.
It was
Wow.
between half of his trusses were termite eaten. I mean, it was really bad. So that definitely saved that house. But
Well,
yeah,
and it looks great. I mean, if I would have had the option to vault my ceilings, I know it's still an option, but Mike will throw me in the canal. He'll tell me to go kick rocks. That's not an option right now, but it looks amazing over there. So
When you start pulling apart things, no matter what it is, sometimes it's interesting what you're going and you're putting, we'll say, cabinets up, and the ceiling's uneven because the house is old and or you pull it down and all of a sudden like there's something behind the walls that you weren't expecting it to happen. I mean, it's the same concept. Like, oh, okay, you make how much money per year? Okay, great. And then you dive into it and you're like,
what's this? You actually don't make that much money.
Right. You do, but you don't claim that you do, or you know, something like that goes left. And it's how the end result is, you know, and not necessarily how you get there.
There's always a solution. There's always a fix to it. In our
finding what it is.
And he would always tell me like, oh, we can do whatever you want. Sky's the limit. And I couldn't grasp that because I've never gone through a major renovation like this. Like we've done like little project here and there. And it was never like anywhere close to what this is. So
a lot of times it's the vision. A lot of people don't have the ability to see what it's going to look like. That's one of the things that I don't know. I was blessed with. I can think of something and I can picture it when it's finished.
Yeah.
So it helps especially with designing and coming up with ideas. A lot of clients are like, nobody, you're the fifth guy here and nobody thought about doing that. And I'm like,
you see it.
Just came there. I don't know where it came from, but I think it'll look good.
Yeah. Or you don't realize it's actually possible. Like, hey, can we actually cut into this wall and do this? Or can we open it up? And
that was all you.
That?
That wasn't even me. That was all you.
I knew what I wanted.
Yeah. She was like, this bathroom is way too big for no reason. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if money was no object, then I probably would have. I mean, I have a whole list of projects that he's never leaving my house.
You have to give him up every once in a while.
Yeah, I know.
She's not the only one. I have a list of clients that we've already just agreed that will never be finished.
They'll never be done.
Yeah.
They keep coming up with certain things.
Well, I mean, when it comes to owning a home, it's never finished. By the time you get done moving across the house, you got to go back to the beginning again. So that's one good thing about our trades is, it's always going to be needed. I tell people all the time, robots can't do what we do.
No.
So we're going to be the last to get AI'd, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Well, they try. I mean, we do lots of underwriting using AI, but in the grand scheme of things, like there still has to be the human level and some part of it.
With all these TikTokers and social media people and nobody wants to learn a trade, there's not very many of us left. So we're only going to get more
That's
special.
true. Like generationally, finding people that want to get their hands dirty, so to speak, like they're used to being behind technology.
You can't find anybody under 24 that wants to do anything that we're doing.
Yeah, because everybody, like you said, wants to be an influencer. Yeah. Everybody wants to, just do stuff on social media all day long, which, I mean, that's fun too. But
I think it was Grant Cardone. He said something about that. He said, you want to take care of your kids, so teach them a trade.
Yeah.
He's like, because in 5 years, there's going to be no tradesmen left.
Right.
So it's definitely
a dying industry.
Yeah, for sure.
I heard that they were saying that about like appraisers too, that they're just not a lot of people want to do it. Well, and I think I know why though, because you have to have like the requirements are just crazy for it. I think you have to have a bachelor's degree and then you have to intern for like 2 years or something. So it takes you like 6 years just to start,
being an appraiser.
Doing the job. And, I think that's why a lot of them are older. We don't have a lot of young appraisers in our industry, but
I heard something the other day and I didn't know if there was any truth to it, but you just brought up appraisers that they are sending like we'll call it interns or people just to go and like take the photos of the home itself and then just bringing the photos back to the appraiser, and then the appraiser is like sitting in the office. I think that appraiser should have to go to that home to like actually inspect it. You're sending somebody that's not licensed, doesn't really know what to look for, just to take pictures of it. Like that's a problem.
I mean,
I don't know if there's truth to that, but
we do construction permit inspections like over Zoom. Like the
wow.
inspector Hernando will be at his desk in his office, and we'll do a video Zoom with him where he's like, "Show me the electrical box," and we're like, "It's right there." He's like, "Okay, it looks good," and he'll sign off on the permit.
That is so interesting to me.
Yeah, it's definitely post-COVID drama, but
Well, I think the surveyors do that too, because I just had a survey done on a 100-year-old house in Brooksville, and it was some younger girl, not saying anything wrong with age or anything, but he said that she was confused about something in the markers and then had to go back to the surveyor. And I'm like, I never really knew that. I'm like, well, but good for her for going out there and like measuring stuff. I don't know how you get into that. Like I would have never thought like I'm going to go be like a survey technician and go and measure.
Right.
I don't know. It's weird, but I guess it's more common than.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
we
so.
thought.
it's needed a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, in my personal house, I had a survey done, and it turns out that the fence is like a foot and a half on my property. So she's sitting she's sitting on a whole foot plus the fence of my property, which we didn't even know if I would have done that survey. So she told me where the property line was too, which kind of infuriated me. But she's like, "I'll pay to move the fence. I'm sorry." I didn't know. And I'm like,
it happens. The older the house is, like I'm not kidding. This house is 100 years old, and I'm like, well, who knows what they were doing back then? Like, I don't even know if they did surveys 100 years ago, and if they did, they didn't. There was no public records, or
right.
Like who knows what was happening, or if they even really marked the property. Is like, who knows?
Well, it doesn't look 100 years old.
Well, I'm not saying this house. This house. I mean, this house is old too. 60, 69.
Good man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the bones of it. Definitely had a facelift.
It did. It did.
It was fun. Came out nice.
Just a side note, I was thinking, I really want to get these custom like shutters for the front of the house.
When we came in to the house, there's a blind that's over the sink, and he literally walked around the corner. He's like, "What's up with this blind?" He just fixed it. Like
it was just hanging off.
She's like, I don't know.
My OCD.
But like that's the personality that you have. I thought I was like, he's just fixing it because it needed to be fixed. I didn't even see anything wrong with it, but he saw something wrong with it.
It actually gets me in trouble sometimes.
Oh,
because I'll be doing an estimate or something, and I'll be like, "Hey, did you want to get that fixed?" And
they're like, "What's wrong with it?"
Right, and then they're like, "Oh, we didn't know that was there." And I'm like, "Oh,
now you do."
And now they can't stop seeing it, so I try not to do that.
No, that's okay.
Especially for estimates, but obviously Kayla's different. If something's wrong, it needs to be fixed. So
walked in and
I've been staring at it for I think a couple days or a week.
I didn't notice.
And I really could have just told Mike, "Hey, can you go push that up or fix it?" But I just didn't. And then he came over and he was like, "What is this?" I honestly don't know what happened because it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't all the way clicked in. I don't know what happened.
Looked fine to me. And it just didn't stand out to me.
Yeah.
He came in and fixed it.
Yeah. This is the longest I don't think I've ever actually seen you sit down unless you were like driving in
This
your
is
truck.
hard. Yeah, this is hard.
He's struggling.
My brain is processing all the stuff that I should be doing.
Yep.
O'Shea needs cabinet handles put on.
I never knew that was his last name.
O'Shea?
Yeah. I had no idea. That's my neighbor.
I mean, who knows their neighbor's last name? I mean, normally it's just their first name, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think my neighbor's number is saved on your lady next door.
Lady
I have to put descriptions so that I remember.
You also do, gutters.
Yep. We do seamless gutters, 6-inch, 7-inch if needed.
there's always a lot of people that are looking for those.
Mhm.
That
Yeah. Try to get them done before rainy season if you can.
yeah.
So basically, he does everything, like
I can think of
licensed,
anything.
insured,
Yeah, I can think of
and
anything that you don't do. What
Mhm.
areas do you service? Let's talk about that. Everywhere.
So
type
it
of
depends on
thing?
how big the job is.
Okay.
We are registered. We're licensed in the state of Florida,
Mhm.
but we're registered from Ocala to Arcadia.
Okay.
Ocala. So no, not Ocala. Sarasota. So anywhere in Central Florida, but obviously the bigger the job would have to be, the further away it
For
gets.
it to
make
Like,
sense.
I can't go to Sarasota to put in a ceiling fan for you, but
Right.
if you need a kitchen remodel or something, then Sarasota's an option.
Mm-hmm.
Most of our work is here, Pasco, Pinellas, and Hernando. But
Okay. Mostly residential.
we do commercial also.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
This girl at my gym, she has a daycare. She said that you remodeled her daycare.
Oh.
Leslie
yeah.
Haas.
Yeah, she has a couple of them.
Yeah.
She has a couple of them. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was nice. That's another one of those where you walk into and you're like, oh, what are we getting into? Because they have like the house that was added onto and then added onto and then added
Mhm.
onto over the course of many years. But that was a lot of fun. The little kids were excited. It's fun seeing kids that are happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how could you be upset
She's
about
got a
that?
really nice daycare too.
Yeah, she's a good one. She's a good person, and I remember like when you guys were working on my house, I saw her at the gym one day, and she's like, yeah, we used Alchemy for our daycare, and she's like, it was amazing. So she had really good things to say about you also.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything negative at all ever. So.
Every job doesn't go perfect, so
nor does it in our world by any means.
Yeah.
Like goodness, I mean, there's more that go left than go perfect. That's
just
for sure.
About making it right.
Yep, I know. I've been staring at it.
I've
so.
watched it a couple times, fly back and forth. But
I'll get it.
yeah, just making it right is the most important part. But
that's all you can do.
Things are gonna go south. It's
Mhm.
the nature
Well,
of the
you
beast.
do. You make it right, and
or you find problems that people don't want to hear about, or they don't want to fix, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They have the option. All I can do is
just cover that back up.
All I can do is bring them the information that I have. I can't force them, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
You find a real problem, you tell a client about it.
Yeah.
But I've even, lowered costs, do whatever I had to do in order to make it right. I'd rather make it right and I shouldn't be saying this, Mark's going to kill me. I'd rather make it right and break even than make a little bit of money and leave them in a situation where they could be in danger. So
yeah, I wholeheartedly understand that. Sometimes it's not even about that.
It's situational.
Sure.
I mean, there's
some or it is what it is, and this is what we're doing. And then if it's life or death, or like if we don't fix this, this is going to be a catastrophe, or you're going to be homeless.
Yeah, I don't know how this house is still here, kind of things that we run into. Yeah,
you do what you have to do at times.
Outlets burn up the walls and don't shoot the breakers.
Not do that.
On vacation.
There's plenty of times where Lindsay and myself have had to cut our fees and either make nothing or very, very little to help somebody get into a house or, make it right because of one reason or the other.
Yeah.
And,
there's times that you come out of pocket to get to the end result, not knowing whether it's going to come to fruition or not. Like sometimes that's the risk that you take to have, the good customer service or to do the right thing. And that's what's missing in a lot of businesses, is to do the right thing at sometimes a cost.
Yeah.
And,
we try to strive for integrity. My guys know it's the most important part. I don't care what happens.
People make mistakes.
Do what is
thing.
Right.
Yeah. Do the right thing.
At, almost any expense. But,
she's going to kill you.
Yeah.
I'll tell her not to watch. Don't watch.
She's the same way, though. She knows how I am. She knows that if I'm not leaving until it's done right.
Yeah. I've met her, and she definitely gives me that, that vibe. And, I don't think you could be married to you and not, be on the same page most of the time. I know that she came over and helped with a few extra things on another person's house that you were putting back together from the flood.
That was quite the fiasco too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. But I, heard about the idea and the plan for these particular people. The husband wanted to surprise the wife, and your wife was all for it. You guys, everybody on the team was all for it.
My guys are so good-hearted that when he told me what he wanted to do, I melted. When I told them, they melted. So we can't help but suckers for love, I guess.
Yeah,
but
I mean, how great. I was like, oh.
Seeing her face was priceless.
Yeah, she had no idea.
Yeah, she thought we were just going to do a walkthrough on what was done and how far we had to go left. I was setting it up for weeks. I was like, oh, this happened. We're going to be the end of February. And oh, I'm so sorry. We had a problem. It's going to be the middle of March. And she was giving me nasty emoji faces. And then, I was like, you want to just look at what we did in here real fast? And she came in and the house was done. She was ready to move in. And it was.
I think, didn't you guys already have like her furniture and stuff there?
We had her furniture. Yep.
Cool.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was but see, I can't take credit for that either because that was all him.
Yeah.
That was all him. He came to me, he's like, hey, our anniversary is, New Year's Day. He's like, is there any way we can pull off something where I can say, hey, Happy New Year's, here's the keys, we're going home. And see right now, it just gets me every time. I was like, yeah, we're doing it. Let's go.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And that was really cool. And I was talking with them and she was like, I was trying to hold it together, but I couldn't. And
well, we were recording her, so she did really good holding it together because she saw the camera. But I was told that after we left, there was many waterworks.
Oh, yeah. She like every time like we would call each other to check in, like how's your mental health? And she's like, I don't know, I just keep crying. Like everyone keeps asking me if I'm okay, but I keep crying and I shouldn't be. I know that. And and then when I found out about the idea, I kind of would call and talk to her. It's like, so like what's like when are you gonna be done? And she literally had zero clue. Yeah, so that was cool.
I just put all the pieces together.
Okay, yeah.
Again, we just had a light bulb moment.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, well, cool. Well, I think that pretty much does it for our time here, but I definitely want to thank you so much for agreeing to come on. And I also, before we go, I want you to kind of tell us what's going on this weekend right here.
I was like, what's happening?
Right here in your neighborhood that you put together, so we can invite people to come.
So this weekend, we're going to have over 20 houses doing an open house from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. here in Hudson Beach Estates and Sea Ranch. We have every house is going to have their own raffles, and we are also giving away a free fishing charter. Everyone's going to have their own bingo card. You just have to go to at least 5 houses on the bingo card, and each house will have maps. You can bring your golf cart side by side, whatever you want, right around. So it'll be a lot of fun. Food and
we'll put the event
prizes
in the comments, and everybody could like the event, share the event, so we can get lots of people that are interested in some pretty beautiful homes right over here on Hudson Beach in the water, near the water. It'll be great. Yeah.
So if anybody needs to get a hold of you for anything, an estimate, what's the best way to reach you?
It doesn't matter. Phone number, email address, Facebook Messenger. Our website has a link that they can click on and talk to us. There's a plethora of options. Phone number 727-243-0837, and then alchemyhomeservices.com.
Cool. You probably see their trucks riding around everywhere in the Pasco bus and everything. But yeah, if you need anything, give them a call. They do great work. You probably have seen me recommend them annoyingly online. Sorry, it's not going to stop. So
We appreciate it.
All right. Well, that's it for today. We will see everybody next Tuesday.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.